Today I wanted to talk to you about responsibilities because I hear a lot of, especially young scientists, uh, talk as if everything, the whole research basically, or maybe even multiple projects, are their responsibility. And I don't believe that is true, and it puts a lot of pressure on yourself. So I wanted to devote a video on this topic just to, let you think about your own responsibilities and how far they go. Um, for example, um, you're doing this research, you're doing this project, and you're not the PI, right? You're the PhD student or master student or even postdoc on the project. You're not the principal investigator. Know that the principal investigator is eventually the one who's responsible. So that he or she assigns tasks to you or lets the project run by you, that's a choice he or she makes, and but ultimately he or she carries the responsibility. And I think we often, especially I was one of them as well, but especially young researchers often forget that, and they feel like it's completely their responsibility. Um, so just something to think about, I guess. And what I see happening a lot is that some researchers are, for example, afraid of admitting mistakes or problems or issues, or taking time with their supervisor or the PI in this case um, to um, um, to discuss something or to admit mistakes or look for solutions, and they want to figure things out by themselves, and they want to fix the problem right ahead. And I think that is something that's something quite interesting, because you have responsibility. You feel like you have the responsibility to fix it, and you don't want to bother your supervisor with it, for example. But then you also don't allow your supervisor to take responsibility, because if he or she doesn't know what's going on or what the problem is, he or she cannot stop you from fixing it in the wrong way, or maybe he or she knows a better way to deal with it. So if we keep the problems to ourselves and try to solve everything on our own, this is something that, you're taking the responsibility also away, basically from the PI. So my advice is always, let your PI know, even if you think it's a problem that you can fix right away. And very small issues, of course, you don't really need to um, talk to your PI about, but decisions, especially when there's a protocol deviation somewhere hanging in the balance, then talk to your supervisor about it, and maybe just email him or her with the problem and how you are going to fix it, because then you also show that you've thought about it and you might have an idea, and they are then they are then updated, and they can also stop you whenever they think, oh no, that's the wrong direction to go, or um, so don't only take the responsibility yourself, and also let your supervisor or the PI take responsibility. Don't hold it all back, and don't hold it all to yourself and try to fix everything on your own. So that is something I thought was very, because I hear it a lot, I think it's very worthwhile to, think about that. So that's a challenge or invitation for this time. Please check within yourself, like what is truly my responsibility, what is absolutely not, and do I let my PI or supervisor also take responsibility? You know, am I allowing him or her to take responsibility? You know, don't let them know what's going on. Let them know what your fix is to a potential problem, how you feel about it, how you think is a good way to tackle it. And then they are, of course, they can take responsibility and see, you know, if that's the right way to go. Because the decision, ultimately, the decision is really up to them, especially when there's a potential protocol deviation. It's really up to them to make the decision whether or not you should deviate from the protocol. It is not up to you to make that decision. So please let them take that responsibility and take that decision. All right, that's it for today. Yeah, it's a bit less windy, thank God, than last week, and a bit more sunny. Oh, now the wind is popping up, of course, when I say this. All right. So the invitation is think about what is your responsibility, and do you let your supervisor also take responsibility, or do you take care of everything yourself, figuring out everything by yourself on your own? That's the invitation. Please let me know in the comment below what you think, and what do you think is your responsibility, or what do you think is not your responsibility, and whether you let your supervisor or PI take the responsibility. Yeah, those are the main things, I think. All right. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, and you don't miss any video. Every Friday I post one online, and yeah, see you next time. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and leave a comment if you want to discuss it further. I'm always happy to think along, and I'm curious what you think and what your experience is. All right, see ya.